So I don't have the time right now to do a full review of episode 5 of The Mandalorian season 3, at least not yet, but I have to talk about this final scene since it exemplifies a common and persistent problem in modern screenwriting. Visually, the scene is beautiful, it's haunting, beginning with the X-Wing slowly approaching the derelict ship, and there are some awesome establishing shots of this ship, the hole in its side, and the havoc that was wreaked within. However, the characters in the scene simply will not stop talking. Moff Gideon's fate has been discussed several times already in the show, with characters debating whether or not he was actually tried, or if he escaped, or if he was just killed before he got to trial. It's incredibly easy for the audience to put two and two together and guess that this ship was the one carrying Gideon when it was attacked. This is the first thought I had when I saw the ship, and I'd wager that 90+% of the viewing audience had the same thought within a few seconds. The writers could have simply let the scene play out, let the pilot watch his probe scan the ship and find the bodies of only the New Republic soldiers. If you really want to make sure the audience is clued in, flash a note on his screen that shows the ship's classification as a prison transport. Have the probe scan of the Beskar steel show up in a similar way, so the audience and the character can learn that information at the same time and draw the same conclusion. But instead, the pilot and his partner talk about how there's a missing ship in the region.
There's a record of a missing craft in the region.
But the details are classified, how they find out this ship is a prison transport.
It's a New Republic prison transport.
How its flight log times match that of Gideon's transport.
Flight times match the ship transporting Moff Gideon.
How there are only New Republic bodies on the ship.
And Moff Gideon's body is missing.
And what the presence of the Beskar means.
Are you saying that Moff Gideon was taken by Mandalorians?
Did that dialogue add anything to this scene? No. It's not that the dialogue is entirely unrealistic. People say obvious things all the time. And yeah, these pilots could reasonably communicate in this fashion, but it's just not compelling storytelling. Anyone can write characters stating facts to each other. It takes creativity to write in a way that goes beyond that and engages the audience. Creativity is, theoretically, a large part of what these writers are hired for. Show, don't tell is one of the most common pieces of advice given when it comes to writing, and this scene violates that principle so hard it should go to jail. It seems like these writers have absolutely no faith in their audience to make a simple deduction. Sure, The Mandalorian is made to be digestible by children, but what 12-year-old who has been watching this series couldn't figure out from reading the scan data of the ship and the Beskar fragment that this was Moff Gideon's transport and that Mandalorians were likely involved in his escape? Kids do in fact have brains and are capable of following along without being told exactly what they're seeing. This scene should have just been the one pilot discovering the wreck and watching the feed from his probe and its readouts. Then he can get on the radio and report, "We've got a problem," or "I found something," and we don't need to see the rest. That would have conveyed all the information needed to tell this part of the story. And as a bonus, your audience gets to feel like they're not being treated like total morons. Anyhow, just had to get that off my chest. I will have more Mandalorian content in the future, but I just can't keep up with the episodic reviews every week while trying to do other videos. So, please drop a like or subscribe if you want to hear more of my rambling thoughts, and thank you so much for watching.